Good morning, guys. Excuse me. It is early in the morning, about 5:30 a.m. I'm in the bookstore picking up stuff that sold over the weekend. It was a long 3-day weekend. Yesterday was Memorial Day, so today is Tuesday. It is May 28th, 2024. So I picked up all this stuff that sold on eBay and a few on Amazon. Picked up some more tape because I'm running low. I already had the tape, but I'm bringing it back home to ship everything. And we were open. Let me actually turn on. Let's see if this makes a difference. I don't really want to turn the light, though, because we're not open. But let's see. What am I saying? It was a very long weekend. Both of my kids had a soccer tournament at the same place. There were 7 games. It was crazy. They both went to the finals. So, great outcome. But nonetheless, really exhausted. I've been recovering and still getting back into it. So I probably won't be back to normal until tomorrow. Feeling normal anyway. But I wanted to share with you some of the sales because there were some good ones. I didn't have a ton, as you can see, in terms of quantity, but I had some really nice high profit sales on Amazon and on eBay. I sold this tiny little book on Amazon, which is called Worship and Music Ministry. That was only $7 and change, but the one I want to share with you was this one, which is, if you can see it, Ralph Walker, Architect of the Century. If you come across this book, definitely pick it up, especially if you can get it for really cheap. I got this for a few bucks at the thrift store, probably $3 or $4. I bought this, I believe it was a few months ago. This is when I was going twice a week to the thrift store. I'm no longer doing that because my daughter stopped doing gymnastics. But anyway, there was a local thrift store that I was going to, and I was going and finding, looking at books and DVDs and things like that, and usually finding some stuff. Either I could sell on eBay, sometimes on Amazon, and then locally in my store as well. But this one ended up selling for $126 and change on Amazon, merchant fulfilled. So it took a few months to sell, and I have repriced it a couple times, but considering I got it for like $3 or $4, it's a great flip. I picked this one up with another maybe 4 coffee table books, large picture books, however you want to call them. When you come across ones like this, definitely look them up. If it was just architecture in general, it probably wouldn't be worth something. But because it's about a particular architect, and it says Architect of the Century, and it just looks really well made, I would definitely look it up. If it was just architecture of the big cities, or skyscraper architecture, or whatever it is, about architecture in general, then probably it's not. It could be worth money, but it's probably not. But because this is about a particular person, definitely worth looking up. And it turned out that it was worth some money. And it's a really nice sale. So you don't have to do FBA. You can do merchant fulfilled. You don't have to. Nothing wrong with FBA generally, but the reasons that I stopped doing it was too much inconsistency with Amazon in terms of potentially losing stuff, it not getting checked in. Also, just the whole idea of them holding on to my stuff versus me holding on to it and me shipping it and me dealing with that. Now, I'm not here to argue about it, right? Because tons of people do FBA. I did FBA for a very long time, but without arguing about it, I'll just say that when you're starting out, it's okay to do just a merchant fulfilled or fulfilled by merchant, where you store it. You list it, you store it, and you ship it. There's nothing wrong with that. You can make lots of money doing that and learn about repricing and learn about just selling on Amazon. And if you want to get into FBA, really try it. It's a little more expensive in the sense of you have to ship books in or media into them. Then you have to wait for it it takes a little longer. You have to wait for them to get checked in. And then at the warehouse, depending on which warehouse it's sent to, And then, you potentially can take advantage of higher prices, but that's not always the case. Like merchant fulfilled as well. Prices go down, prices go up. But anyway, so that was merchant fulfilled. And then all of this stuff is eBay. So there's a variety of different media. Of course, I have VHS tape. I have a CD. Some of these two items I've had for a while. Those weren't the high profit ones. This one was nice. Queen of Shadows by Sarah Maas. I ended up getting, I think, oh geez, I have to check. I don't remember the price I got on this. Oh, it sold for, yeah, maybe it was $50, because it was listed for 50. So I think I got 50 for that. I'm thinking of another one. There was another one from the same author that I was going back and forth with somebody with counter offers, and then suddenly they just declined the last offer after we had gone back and forth. But this is a good one to pick up from this series, Sarah Maas, Queen of Shadows. There's some other in the series, other books in the series as well, but that's a good one to pick up. There's another one that's even higher priced than that from the series that you can list for around $100. Get in the $50 to $100 range as well. This is a CD that I sold. These aren't really. This was a what do you call it? Independent film, Tangy Guacamole. I watched a little bit of it. It's super cheesy, but there was that. This one I'll talk about in a second, and then this one sold. This was an older book. What is it called? I think this was sold for less than $20. Habitat, Groups of North American Mammals. This is Los Angeles County Museum, very old one. But the one I want to talk about, aside from that Sarah Maas one, is this one here, The Hooples of Hooples Creek by Elizabeth L. Hoople. This turns out to be a super rare book. I don't even think I could find another copy. And I ended up selling it. Let's see, what's the date on this? This is actually from 1967. And this, I think, yeah, this is going way back. This is, were you in Syracuse, New York in January 22nd, 1754, over 200 years ago. So it's got a map in there as well, or genealogy maybe, that you pull out. There's some photos as well. It's about, hold on. Here are some photos where it's showing all of these hooples. Look at that, back to 1859. Some well-known hooples. So it's basically genealogy. This goes all the way up here. And what of tomorrow, it says. There's also some other photos you can see here. Yeah, genealogy chart, descendants of married daughters. So it's about a particular family, but it's super rare, it turns out. There's also some illustrations in it, but I ended up selling there. See, there's some other photos. I ended up selling it for $199 plus shipping, so a $200 sale. That was listed within the less than a month. And that's sold. So even though, sometimes it's not a large quantity of sales, if you have some good stuff up there, you can make some nice profit out of your eBay store. So I can't stress enough the importance of taking time to look up certain books and seeing if they're actually worth the money. The more you look up, the more you sell, the more you know what is potentially valuable, what's worth looking up, and making money off of books that other people might pass on. It's having that mixture of selling, a book from the 60s that could be worth a couple $100, as well as a much newer book that can sell for $50 on eBay. You don't have to sell it on Amazon. And having the diversity of being able to sell on both platforms and knowing how both platforms work and what makes more sense to sell what kind of book where, that type of thing, and also using them as research tools to sell on the other platform. All right, guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.